All right, guys, just got called out to an emergency. No heat in the kitchen of one of my regular customers. It's a restaurant. So I'm thinking either they really don't have any heat or the makeup air has failed since it's like 10 degrees outside. So we're going to go inside, say hi, check it out, and then probably get up on the roof. So I'll bring you along for the ride. Kitchen says it's 70. Dining room is 71. Well, no idea what they're talking about. Alright guys, so we're up on the roof right now, and I know I showed you satisfied thermostats downstairs. So what I think is happening, this unit right here is the only unit running so far. I got a temperature probe in it right now. I'm going to get a temperature rise of it. This tempered makeup air here, as far as I can tell, isn't running. These filters are trashed, man. So I bet you this unit's locked out on some sort of failure to ignite or something code. And this other unit, which services the back of the house here, inducer's running. No hot air coming out of there, so it's off on some sort of safety. So the complaint was the restaurant would feel really, really cold in the morning. This location goes into night setback at about 10 o'clock. It looks like we're off on a satisfied thermostat. All right, we got up to 112. All right, so anyway, this location goes into night setback down to 65 degrees at 10 o'clock at night, and the whole store cools down a little bit. And then at 5 o'clock in the morning, it goes back into its normal temperature of 70 degrees. And it takes it about half a day to get up to temperature, and that is because this is the only unit heating up the location, right? So what I'm going to do is pull this cover off and make sure that we did shut off on a satisfied thermostat, because I don't want to overlook anything and have to come back out here. Real quick, I know you guys probably noticed this. That's not my mess. If you guys ever install one of these iWaves, don't do that. It's real simple. You see this little retainer right here? You can take that apart. You take that really apart, you can take this whole mess of crap and you can slide it through there, and you just take the seal tight connection and put it, I don't know, like over here. And then this way you only have that much wire, you know, that much whip, and you take this and run it to wherever else you got to go. Also, you notice that power went out when the blower shut off. So whoever wired this up must have wired that directly to our blower, or to the blower contactor, or somehow it's connected to the blower. These are supposed to be wired so they're hot all the time, and your blower is supposed to be continuously running. So, but first and foremost, we have to deal with this heat situation. So let me grab my meter from over there, bring it over here, and like I said, verify that this is off on a satisfied thermostat real quick. Heat exchanger is good. Thermostat was off, was not calling. It has since turned back on. It is calling for heat again. Belt looks good. So let's go ahead over here. I'm going to check this makeup air first. See if we can actually, I don't even know if this one's even firing up, so I can't see into this little burner observation port. Can't see nothing in there. Junk. Pretty sure it's not fired up though. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to fight that off there, it looks like. Our makeup air appears to be fully operational. Now, since I can't really look into this observation port, I went around to the other side and I popped the panel off real quick. and just verify that we do have a little bit of flame. Of course, since I popped the panel off, it shut off on pressure on one of the air proving switches really fast, but I know it's operating, so we need to direct our attention to this guy finally. Before I get too far into it, I popped the panel, checking my heat exchanger. It's not terrible. Maybe another season or two out of it. Don't you touch that. You don't touch that until you look over here and you figure out what our fancy little code is, which I can't see in there. What the hell is it? Oh, there it is. I don't think it's coming through on camera. So 2 flashes. Limit switch fault. So our limit switch. Alright, so now we have some direction to go into. Let's shut this off. And no schematic back there, of course. Schematic's back here. We'll pull this, check out our schematic, pull this, and figure out which limit they're talking about. Let's see if I can do this one-handed here. It's ringing through. So our limit switch apparently has reset. It's also rather loose. Let's tighten that down real fast. Now we need to figure out why it went out in the first place. And then we'll reset the unit and see if it fires up. Yeah, our belt's good. Blower's nice and clean. I mean, pulley does have a beveled edge on it. I think I might adjust that pulley. Yeah, 'cause it's sitting in there. It's riding in there pretty deep. So yeah, we're gonna adjust that pulley and bring that out a little bit. Get a little bit better airflow. But before I do that, I'm gonna fire it up just to make sure that it does fire up. Let's check filters real quick. Jeez, bro. I mean, not terrible. Changed it a couple months ago. Evap is decent. There we go. You like that, didn't you? See that belt flopping over there? Yeah, we gotta adjust that pulley. I heard a spark. We got no fire. Alright, so we're still doing the 2 flashy thing, huh? Unless that's not my limit switch. Am I mistaken here? Limit switch, violet, LS. Limit switch, oh, it's LSM. But I don't see an LS. What am I missing? I mean, we have a rollout switch, a limit switch. That's got to be that's my only limit switch. Here's my ignition module here, of course, guys. And this is what I would consider our logic circuit before the IGC says, yeah, let's go ahead and fire up. It's got to have a properly closed limit switch. So let me look into this limit switch. Maybe it's sort of flaking out, and once it starts up, that vibration tweaks it a little bit and it's not closing. Not real sure. So hold on, guys, I'll bring it back in a minute. Got my pulley adjusted, belt's nice and tight, motor secured. I'm gonna take an amp draw of my motor. Should be about 6.9 amps. I tightened the connections up on this. Again, it rang out, so it's closed. I'm gonna double check it again, and if we continue to have problems, we might just be dealing with a board issue. So let's fire it up again, see what happens. Amp draw looks good. Let's see if we can make fire now. Yeah, we got fire. Alright. Well, before it gets too hot, I'm going to wrap this up. And we'll look over a couple other things. Just make sure all the wiring's nice and tight. Give it a quick, sort of a quick PM, right? These wires go to, probably noticed, our little I-wave back there. This unit is under 6 ton. This is a 5-ton unit, I believe. So yeah, let me put this panel on, fire it up. We'll get ready to do a temperature rise and see if we can't get them some heat. Designed maximum outlet air temperature 185. We are at 155 right now. Actually, I know my return is about 70, but just for poops and giggles. Oh, right there, yeah. So while we're waiting for our probes to equalize, what I think was going on is my belt was slipping around on the pulley, I'm guessing. It wasn't really loose. There was a lot of belt dust in there, as you noticed, which I can only attribute to belt slippage. And I guess the limit went off at some point in time, which sort of not common on these, I guess, or not common from what I've seen. Usually if I see those limits go off, it's because the belt is physically broken or it's in much worse condition. But I guess, you know, the pulley is beveled a little bit on the inside edge. I'm going to let facilities know that they need a new pulley on there. They probably won't change it, but all I can do is tell them, right? I mean, I can't make them do it, so. Looks like our return is climbing up to about 70. Supply is about 160 so far. Our amp draw, if you remember, was about 5.8. Real quick, indoor motors, 6.9, 6.7 full load amps. So we are right about where we need to be. About 1 amp less, actually. So yeah, 67. Well, guys, I think we did it. I think we got them some heat, so I'm gonna go ahead and transition out of here. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy, and if you got snow, make sure you're staying warm out there, guys.